enough is enough.
We're slap bang in the middle of winter here on our homestead in the Irish countryside.
The groundworks for the heating for our cottage renovation have ground to a halt. We'll tell you more about why that is in a minute.
And as you maybe saw last week, things have been going wrong.
But we're not ones to wallow, are we?
No wallowing here.
Nor to let circumstances get the best of us.
So this week we're picking ourselves up. We're doing what we can with what we have, where we are.
Yes.
That's not right.
Wish me luck.
I'd say it's a strong 8.
Brilliant. If you're new here, we're Corrie and Caravan. We are first-time homesteaders.
Mother Nature.
And we are undertaking the renovation of this beauty of a stone cottage here. All while living in a, let's face it, janky old caravan.
So we're dolling up this caravan and we're putting lipstick on this pig.
I am a bit fed up of caravan life, if I'm being honest. Did you see our last video? So my plan today is to spend some time doing something that might be a bit controversial, not really controversial, but might divide opinion because it divides Caravan and I. And that is I'm going to finally, and some of you might have been with me long enough to know why it is finally, paint the cabinets in here. So inside this caravan, when we bought it, there was all kinds of disgusting upholstery and curtains. We ripped all of that out, and there is just vast swathes of 1990s beechwood effect laminate, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And I'd always planned to paint it. I got the paint really soon after buying the caravan. I did some paint samples to see what colour I wanted in here, and then I did nothing. Other than put on a coat of undercoat, which went on a little bit like milk, and I think maybe I hadn't stirred it correctly. Anyway, here we are, many months later. I had kind of resigned myself to the fact that I just wasn't going to get to it, and hey, I'm giving myself some grace because I'm a busy woman, I have a business, a child, a homestead, a renovation project. You don't need me to convince you, right? But today's the day. I'm just going to do it because I thought we still have at least a handful of months left in this beast, and everything has been breaking in here around us. We can fix some of those things and we can prettify some of those things. Caravan said it's a little bit like putting lipstick on a pig, but hey ho, let's give this pig a glow up, shall we? I've just checked the time. It's 1:20. I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, I've got all day, I can get so much of this painting done. Brilliant. And then I did the usual mum morning routine, breakfast, pack lunch, took my daughter to meet the school bus, came back, then saw to the hens, saw to the ponies, came back, thought, well, I need to clean up in here from breakfast, cleaned up, forgot I had a call with my friend, so had a video chat with her. It was really good because it's been too long since we've caught up. Then I realised that I need to move some things out of the way and have a bit of a declutter in here. Then it was nearing lunchtime, so I thought, well, we may as well have an early lunch. So we had lunch, had a cup of tea and a piece of cake, cleaned up from that, went to see the hens again, went to see the horses again, and here we are. 17 minutes past 1, and finally I'm cracking on with my whole day. And I've got less than 2 hours until I need to meet my daughter from the bus to go horse riding. I'm not complaining, I just know that so many of you will feel me that that's just how days go sometimes, right? And this is one of the reasons why the painting hasn't happened until now. But enough chat, let's crack on. Space is at a premium, as I'm sure you can imagine, in a small caravan, and I could do with some extra space in this kitchen. And this microwave came with the caravan and we're not using it. I'm not really the biggest fan of microwaves anyway, so I think we're going to take it out and then free up this whole space. Don't know why I didn't do this sooner, but feel like that was a bit of a genius brainwave. Let's do it. on. Painting always takes way longer than you think, doesn't it? I mean, to be fair, I've actually probably been painting just over an hour. Feels like more. I'm regretting the fact that I did arms in my workout yesterday because I was doing all the paintbrushing up here. The other thing that's slightly disappointing in addition to my progress is that it's looking like it's going to need a second coat. I was hoping with a thick enough coat and the primer that I could get away with one coat, but it's already drying a little bit patchy. So it's probably going to need a second coat. You actually think this is probably a waste of time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that environment is really important to our well-being. Like, we have all of this environment, we're so blessed with this, but the environment inside our teeny tiny caravan is been getting worse by increasing degrees, hasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't start off nice, and yeah, it's been slowly degrading into horrible.
Yeah, so even though you think it's a waste of time and probably effort and money, I think it's going to be worth it. So we'll see. What's on the jobs list this Saturday?
What's on the jobs list?
Yeah.
More car and van maintenance.
Fixing more broken things.
Yeah. Not working on the cottage, unfortunately. Fixing vehicles, because what can happen will happen and at the worst possible time.
I think that's called sod's law.
That is sod's law, yeah, and I'm the sod.
You want to sleep for a little bit?
Aww. It's absolutely gorgeous out, isn't it?
Yeah. Hello.
Good Gavin, he's inspecting all that.
He's like, I don't know. Might not be good enough. Hello, buddy. You're sitting, aren't you? Yeah. You're inspecting my work. He doesn't mind this brush.
Oh, that's good.
I'll just brush you while I'm at it, eh, bud? Good boy. Good boy, Gavin. You're a good boy, aren't you? You're all sleepy in the sun. Your beard is so long, aren't you?
Are you a sleepy boy? Oh, look at his little eyes.
He's so fluffy. Look.
So here we are, January lunchtime, and the sun is, it's just past its lowest point in the sky for the year, and I just wanted to chat about future off-grid electrical solar installs. So when we landed here, the plan was always to invest in a big solar PV setup, that project is a long way off because it's a huge upfront expense, and we need to prioritize getting in the cottage first. But lots of folks have asked, how do you get power? What are your future plans? So we're currently actually connected to mains electric. So we're only off grid for our water supply, our wastewater, and a little bit of self-sustenance. So we're on grid for electric, thankfully, because this would have been significantly harder of a project if we were not connected to the grid. Future plans are to have a big PV install. A go-to was we've got enough land where we could go for a ground-mounted array. And actually, in having assessed the site for, this is our year island versary, and in spending the year here, it's given us the time to actually properly assess the lay of the land, and more importantly, when we're talking about a solar PV setup, the actual sunrise and sunset and the path of the sun. So the front of the cottage is actually north facing, so all of our land is at the back of the cottage, continuing towards the north. No, that's not right. The front of the cottage is south facing, but all of the land continues off to the north. So the cottage itself actually casts a shadow on this area here for a large part of the day during winter, and you can actually see the shadows of the sycamore trees behind me being cast on the pony paddock. But the sun is, again, at its you can't even see it. It hasn't even crested the rooftop there. So it's completely out of view here, around about here. But it's high enough to actually hit, you can see halfway down the field here, halfway down the pony paddock, the sun rays actually hit the field, and you can see the tops of the sycamore trees being cast in the shadow there. Those are the tops of the sycamore trees over in the shadows there. Or rather the top of the shadow of the sycamore trees there is where I'm starting to dial in. That will be where our solar array will be, and again, initial plans were to ground mount because we've got the land, but the lay of the land means that actually I don't have the luxury of, if we were to ground mount it here in this field, then there would be some shadow cast at this point in the year, in the depths of winter. So I'm thinking that the plan has evolved, and where the dilapidated barn currently is, that'll get replaced and extended, and then there'll probably be a barn of some description running along this area here, which will actually it will create a roof onto which I'll be able to mount the solar PV array. If the solar array was mounted here in the field, it wouldn't be receiving any sun right now, but then we raise it up a little bit onto the roof of the what would be a future barn, and even in the depths of winter it'll be getting full sunlight at midday and for the subsequent few hours. So yeah, just thought I'd give you a little insight into the plan for a future solar off-grid array.
The light is not very good in here. It's going to look lighter on the camera than it is, but the lighting in the caravan is really dim and really poor, and I have a really horrible feeling that in the morning this is not going to look too great, so I'm going to stop there. Let's keep our fingers crossed that in the morning it's at least decent and I don't have to go over it a ton. Yesterday I was thinking that it was going to need 2 coats, but actually once it dried it seemed to kind of even itself out. somehow, and I don't think I do need 2 coats on, well, at least the bits that I did yesterday don't. Who knows with these bits that I've done in the darkness. I've got this light here that I'm holding up so that you can actually see me. This is what I've been holding up to try and cast a light on it and see if I can tell how good it is. Wish me luck. It's time for comment of the week, and this week's comment comes from Jim in North Dakota, and it is cold where he is, -18 Fahrenheit. He rightly says they're much better prepared for cold weather than we are. Jim had some really helpful advice around keeping our hens warm. Thank you for that, Jim, and we just had to chuckle because he said, second suggestion, never put eggs in your pocket. The universe seems to have an issue with this. Yes, the universe really does. And he said, hang in there. Homesteading, like old age, isn't for the weak. You've seen our weights rack. I presume we're doing our best to stay strong, both physically and mentally throughout this. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for everybody who comments. They keep us smiling. They keep us encouraged. We love you guys so much. So, here we are, third day of this painting project, slow progress, and in a similar vein to yesterday, it is about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I need to wash up from lunch, and then I'm going to start some dough for tonight's dinner and something else for tonight's dinner. I'm going to be pickling some radishes, so that's cool, and then I'm going to crack on with more of this painting project. But luckily, it's not actually looking too bad now. It was quite patchy last night. I think I might be able to do just a bit of a touch-up or a light second coat. I don't think it's going to need a full second coat, which is a relief because it's slow going in here, living and painting around us, and then also just finding time in my schedule. But I am determined, so I will persevere. I'm trying to do what I can do to make this whole winter caravan building site situation as best as possible. 1 being updating our environment, and 2 feeding us really delightful food. And when it is involving some of the produce from our own land, then it really always makes us smile. Reality of trying to get something done when you've got free-range ponies. You guys are so curious, aren't you? You're so curious. See, what's Caravan doing?
Probably the best that they...
She's like, how do you know?
How are you enjoying your new apprentices?
They're a bit smelly.
Hey, are you smelly? You've got very cute plaits. Is that what Ava's just done for you?
Yeah. They're just like, I don't know why they stick out like this one. Oh, you're a good girl. Yes.
How's your project going today?
Oh, see
I don't know yet, I'm about to test it.
Yeah, I'm stinky.
If the van doesn't fill with water, then it's been a success.
What is it with you and bots, Gavin? No, it's because I have a plastic bag on my top and she thinks it's treats, and she keeps like pressing her nose to it to make a noise.
Short interlude to help Caravan with the van. I say help him with the van. He's been working on fixing this leak inside of it all morning, and so my job is to turn on the tap. Okay, so I got Caravan to mix this primer up. Last time, months and months ago, when I started this project, the primer was going on really thin like milk, and I thought, well, I guess this is just how it is. Nope, I just hadn't mixed it properly.
I think it's an 11 for sure.
So not much of you this week. Sorry everyone. You didn't want me to film you fixing the car door handle, or really fixing the van heater, or fixing the leak that sprung in the van.
No, I was in a general bad mood. Because all of it it didn't feel like forward progress. It was just
No, that didn't.
standing still.
Let everyone in on, they're probably wondering, like, why has work here ground to a halt on the cottage?
A couple of reasons. So one, our digger man, he's delayed starting on this job. He was due kind of first week back in the new year.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting on him turning up with all of his heavy machinery. Mm-hmm. So I think it shouldn't be long now. Any day now. And when he's here, he's not going anywhere until the job's done. So
yeah,
looking forward to that. But also, second big reason, I've run out of money.
So for a bit of context, we have applied for and been given the green light on a grant to do this place up, but they don't give you the cash up front, of course. So we are self-funding all of this as we go.
We're fronting it every month.
Yeah, month after month, we're having to put thousands into it. Yeah.
And December was an expensive month, so lots of aggregate. I had to pay some bills that had been stacking up from the previous few weeks and months. Christmas, I was cleared out.
Yeah, so it's just cash flow, ultimately.
Yeah, so January's a reset period, and a whole bunch of materials should be turning up end of the month when the salary hits the bank account. I think I've spoken about in a previous video, like I was hoping to have all of the external groundworks done and dusted, 100%, or as close as makes no difference, before switching all my focus to the inside. But with the delay in Digman turning up and with the bank account being empty, I'm having to kind of switch focus to the inside a little bit early. So doing a little bit more planning, a little bit more preparation.
There's nothing really to film.
No.
So that's why it's kind of me heavy this week, because you're doing all of the kind of behind the laptop stuff.
Just standing around pondering, mostly.
Standing and having a good think.
Yeah.
Looking like he's not doing much, but really he is.
And enjoying the weather, which felt like spring.
Yeah, obviously it's gone again today.
You know, after our the week
really
of freezing
brutal week.
temperatures, you know, we were like plus 10 Celsius. It really felt like spring.
It did. And the mist in the mornings. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful here all day, every day. You know, people ask us, like, what made you live there? Like, there's lots of reasons. You can find out if you want to, all of our reasons. But really, it's just so freaking beautiful, isn't it?
And this, of course, is the calm before the storm, because there's a literal storm turning up in a few days' time.
It's going to be the worst wind speeds that we've experienced here yet. Yeah. Pray for us. It's a lot in the caravan, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to be battening down the hatches over the next couple of days in preparation. I think we're going to take some evasive protective measures.
Tell you something though, that's been keeping our spirits up. Obviously you guys, your comments, we just love how you rally around us. It really helps us out so much.
Big thanks to all of our supporters, all of our Ko-fi donations, all of our Patreon members and all of our Amazon wishlist gifters.
Yeah.
Been really keeping our spirits high, and it's always it's like Christmas.
It is, yeah. When we see like a new patron has joined, we get that email, or somebody's donated, or a parcel arrives. It just it keeps our spirits buoyed as much as anything.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
helps. The things that you're doing to support us help, but that just really kind of keeps us going along. So yeah,
You guys rock.
Yeah, you guys absolutely are legends. Thank you. And if you want to help us out, you can subscribe. If you haven't subscribed before, it is free. There should be a subscribe button somewhere around wherever you're watching this, whether it's on your phone, laptop, or TV. And I had somebody ask me recently, that's why I'm saying, how much does it cost? I'm like, it's free to subscribe, and it means that you don't miss out on our videos. And you can also hit the notification bell, and that means that you'll actually get alerted next time we put a video out. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? We really appreciate that. We are going to do a dedicated thank you for some of the Amazon gifts that we've been receiving lately, but special shout out to Clay. I think he's in Florida, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
He's sent us so many things at this point. Clay, you're an absolute legend. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Clay. So stay tuned, folks. We've got some vlogs coming up, which will include another Q&A session answering some of your common themes, common questions. We'll have a follow-up to our Cottage Dilemmas vlog. You'll see a link down below. You'll see a link somewhere here. Yeah, we'll give you some of the outcomes and decisions we've made using the feedback that you guys gave us on the questions that we were posing.
We're also going to be choosing paint colours. We've got several side quests that are in our line of sights, including my cabin, which everyone's like, whatever happened to your cabin? Why aren't you using it? It's a good question. We're never short of a project around here, are we?
Enough projects for a lifetime.
Yeah, that's kind of why we're here.
Yeah. Because I didn't have enough projects before turning up.
This is a man of projects.
I had enough projects for a lifetime before we turned up here, and I got a second lifetime's worth of projects when we rocked up here.
He's got side quests coming off his side quests. Eh? See you next time, folks.
See you, folks. Bye, folks.
Bye. Filled you with coffee.
Coffee and oats. Why is it me that you give these tongue twisters to?
You can start right.
Say it again.
Okay.